Hi VC, this is Aaron, Metha Alamare, and today I'm going to do all my Ks, and all my Ks except for my Kiss records. I have about 40 Kiss records. I've already done those, so they won't be in with these, but they're actually, it's one of my favorite bands. So I'll start off, and got Kajagoogoo, Too Shy, Midnight Mix. New wave pop band from the early 80s. It's the only thing I have by them, just the single. And then I got this great band here, Kansas, Leftoverture. Great progressive classic rock. Carry On Wayward Son, of course, is on here. But these guys are great musicians. Great record. These really good stuff here. Next up, I've got Point of No Return from Kansas. I believe this one has Dust in the Wind on it. It was a big hit. Really good band. Kansas is good. Great band. And then I've got this third one here. Can't find the name. I don't know this one as well. Oh, Monolith, that's right. Monolith, good record too. That's cool. Like that. And I've got Audio Visions, another pretty good one. Cool cover there. And The Best of Kansas. This is really good. All their big hits on here. But yep. Great band, Kansas. Then I got this kind of folk pop guy from the early 70s, Casey Kelly. Interesting cover there. And yeah, this is an old record here. There's a label there. And here's a band I really like. It's Keel. The Right to Rock. Great album. Mark Ferrari, lead guitar. Yeah, I like some Keel. They're a good band. Then I've got The Final Frontier. I really love this record a lot. Rock and Roll Animal, that's a great song. The title track. Yeah, good stuff here. Pretty underrated 80s metal, hard rock metal band. And then the self-titled album is actually the third record. It's a good one too. Cherry Lane, that's a good song. King of the Rock, good band. And then I've got this Larger Than Live. It's half live and half studio. And it's really good. They're really good live. There's a track list on there. And I've got this Alicia Keys Fallen remix single. My wife likes her. And here's a really good band. This is kind of a super group, KGB. It's got Mike Bloomfield, Barry Goldberg, Carmen Appice, Rick Gretsch, who was in Blind Faith, bass player, and Ray Kennedy. And I really like Carmen Appice. He's a great drummer. And this is a really good record here. One of these super groups. There you go. There's the back. That's the band there. Good musicians. And this next artist, actually I think he's the most underrated artist of the 80s. He had a little in the 70s too. But I really love him. At one point, he was actually my favorite artist. I started out, the Beatles were my favorite. I still love every band that has been my favorite at one point. Then I went to this guy, and then I went to ZZ Top for a bit, and then Megadeth, Kiss, and Clutch. Those are all my favorites that I've had in my life. And he was my favorite for about 2 years, and I really like him. He was very underrated. It's Greg Kihn. This is Greg Kihn again, his second record. Promo copy. Very underrated. He had more than just 2 songs. He had a lot of great music on Berserkly Records. And yeah, this is he had a really good band too. They're really good. And then here's Next of Kin. He usually worked his name into the album titles. Always like that. And this album here is really good. Every song, the song "Remember" is really good. It's kind of a yacht rock type. It's really good. But they're really rocking they're a good power rock band, power pop, whatever you call it. Then I got With the Naked Eye, another really good one. Berserkly still. And here's his breakout record, the Greg Rock and Roll Band. This is a great record all the way through. It's got the breakup song on there, of course. They Don't Ride 'Em. That's a really great song. Womankind, Valerie, Can't Stop Hurting Myself. It's All Good, Sheila. Girl Most Likely. There's the label there. And then after that, they had continued. Another good band. Another good album. Happy Man. Every Love Song's really good. Testify, Higher and Higher is an old song. But yeah, if you ever get a chance to listen to Great Kin, they're very underrated. Great Kin band. And then Glass House Rock. This is a pretty heavy one here. This is one of the harder rock and roll albums here. It's really good. Got Annabelle Lee on it, A Small Change. They were a really good band. And then I got some Contagious. Like I said, he was one of my favorite. He was my favorite for a bit, so I have a lot of his stuff. Another good one. And then here comes probably his biggest selling record, well, other than Rock and Roll Band, Conspiracy. This had probably his biggest hit, the song Jeopardy, which I've always loved that song. But this whole album's really good. Talking to Myself, Someday. He does a cover of I Fall to Pieces that's really cool on here. Really good record. And then this album, came out while he was my favorite. So I've always had a really special connection with this album. It's a promo copy of Citizen Kin. And it's a little more keyboard oriented, which I usually don't like, but on this album I do. I really love this. It's got starts with I'm in Love Again and Go Back. Then you added a single Lucky, which is really good. They Rock by Night, Imitation of Life. Every song's good. But the true hidden classic song in here is called Whenever. It's one of the best ballads ever written. It's amazing, and I'm amazed nobody has redone that song, or maybe they haven't. I just haven't heard it. But that song, it just kills me every time I hear it. Whenever by Greg Kin. Check that song out. It's an amazing song. And then I've got the 12-inch single for Lucky. Lucky's a really good song. And then lastly, I have Love and Rock and Roll. And this is a really hard rockin' album for him. Really good one. And he had an extra guitarist on this one. I think some people might recognize right here. He looks a little different because it's an older record. But that's Joe Satriani actually plays on this. And you can definitely hear his guitar work all through this. And it's like his guitar sound is just so unmistakable. And you'll hear little licks here and there. And that's Satriani totally. And it's pretty cool he's on this. Really good record. And then I've got some Kick Axe. Great heavy metal band from Canada, I believe. And this is a really good album called Vices. Good. It's a promo, Girl Stamp promo. I don't really collect those. I mention them when I have them. Same label Quiet Riot was on, Fascia. And this is a really, really good record here. I also have Welcome to the Club, another good one by them. They're a very underrated band as well. K's, I guess, are the underrated section here. Then I got some Andy Kim. This is from the 60s. Kind of a folk singer-songwriter guy. It's pretty good. Not as familiar with this record as I am with some of my others, but I've heard it once or twice, and it's decent. It's pretty good stuff. Then I got some King Cobra, Ready to Strike. This is a lot of good musicians were in this band. It's amazing. It's got Johnny Rod, who was in Wasp, and right there is Mick Sueda, who was the guitarist for Bullet Boys after this, and Carmen Appice again. He's in everything. Carmen Appice is in about a million bands, but this is a really good album here. It's the only one I have by them. Wish I had their others. I got some Kingdom Come, another really good band. Very Led Zeppelin-esque, but heavier, and I actually like this a little better than Led Zeppelin. Well, I don't know about that, but it's pretty good. I like this a lot. Think of Greta Van Fleet, only heavier, and from the 80s, kind of. But these guys are better, actually. This is a good album. They had a couple more, too. I wish I had them. That's really good. Then I got King Diamond, Abigail. It's the only one I have by King Diamond. And I love his music. Musically, this is a great record. And his voice just sometimes gets to me. It's the where he goes really high. I'm not a big fan of that, but then he sings in the more growly voice. He's kind of the first ones that did that. And but the music on here is amazing. This is a really good record. Then I got some King Hobo, Naga. This this is a side band for right here. This is John Paul Gaster. He's a drummer from Clutch, my favorite band, and this is more of a blues rock record. It's really good, like a heavy blues rock, and I've shown this before once, but on the inner sleeve, the band signed the inner sleeve. That's pretty cool. And yeah, this is a really good album. It's you know, just about 2 years old maybe. It's really good. Now we're going back a ways here. This is the Kingston Trio. Really beat up copy, but it's pretty good. I kind of like these guys for old rock and roll like that. Here's the label. One of my more hammered records, the back is anyway. And then this is another really underrated band. This is an underrated band from the old days, from the 60s, 70s, into the 80s. This is the Kinks' Greatest Hits. Great record. Very underrated, very good band. I really like them. A lot of people have covered their songs. You know, they just have so many great ones here. All Day and All the Night, that's just a great song. They had a lot of them, though. Van Halen actually did a couple of their covers, and I really love how Van Halen did, especially like from Diver Down, the first song, escaped my mind right now. Where Have All the Good Times Gone? Really good. I love that song. There's the Kinks Complete Collection. So this has got, you know, You Really Got Me. Another Van Halen did that too, of course. Ace Frehley's done one of those songs, All Day and All the Night. No, not that one. They did. He did a different one. But yeah, they're really good. I like the Kinks. Like I said, the Kinks have a lot of underrated bands. And then here's Schoolboys in Disguise. This is a more modern one. I don't like this quite as well as their older stuff, but it's pretty decent too. And there's the label on that one. And here's another really good hard rock metal band from the 80s. So this is Kicks, Cool Kids. Really like Kicks. They're another kind of underrated for the glam rock metal scene. They're really good. This is a good album. And here's my favorite one they did by Kicks. This is Midnight Dynamite. I love this album. One of the best albums of the 80s. Really good. Scarlet Fever is like my favorite song they did. But Cold Shower, Lie Like a Rug. I mean, the title song, Laying Rubber. Really good album. This album's kicked. Really killer. And then Blow My Fuse. They had a little more commercial success with this one because of the title song and Cold Blood. Don't Close Your Eyes was a big hit. Their ballad from this. This is a really good record. They were a great band. I really like Kicks. And here's another underrated band. It's the Knack. Get the Knack. With Mike Sharona, of course. But this whole record's solid. It's a good record. Good power pop, power rock, whatever you want to call it. It's good stuff. And then I got some Disco with R&B, Cool in the Gang, Celebrate. Of course, everyone knows that song. There's that one. And then here's another art rock prog band, Kraftwerk with Autobahn. This is a good record. They were a good band. I like that label. Like a Holland label, it looks like. And here's another great band that was underrated. Crocus with Hardware. I love Crocus. I'm still mad at Beavis and Butthead for making fun of them because it kind of killed their career in a way. It really bugged me when they made fun of bands because a lot of bands I liked, people were just, it was really hard on their careers, especially Crocus and Winger. But Crocus was I love Crocus, they're good. Then I've got One Vice at a Time, of course, Long Stick Goes Boom is on here. They cover American Woman. I don't like it as good as the Guess Who because that's one of my favorites. I love the Guess Who, but this is a good. I don't care for their cover songs as well as their originals, but they do them all right too. But this is a really good record here. And then maybe their heaviest record, Headhunter. This is a great record all the way through. Killer, Screaming in the Night, Eat the Rich, Stayed Awake All Night. You know, just everything's on here. Everything's great on here. Great record. And all these labels of theirs are about the same. And then when I met my wife, she was a huge fan of this record, and it was one that I didn't really know as well then, interestingly. It's the Blitz. And this is a really good one, too. Midnight Maniac. I love that song. I've always liked that. This has Ballroom Blitz, their cover of the Sweet Song. which is good. But she really likes Hot Stuff and Our Love, and those are both really good songs. Our Love is really underrated. Great song. This is a really good record. And then this is the one that my first one that I discovered Crocus. So I have a soft spot for it. A lot of people don't like this as well, but I love this record. It's got, Hard Luck Hero. I love that song. Long Way From Home, Hot Shot City. They do a cover of Schools Out. They do a lot of covers. It's pretty good though. Burning Up the Night. Let This Love Begin is a really good love song. It's a killer record. I love this. And then a really, really good live record, Live and Screaming. I just wish I had more songs on it. I like that cover too. It's got, a few, they really should have put this as a double record. Would have been better, but it's good. And this is where I discovered a lot of their older stuff. Long Stick Goes Boom starts it off, and that's amazing on here. It's really good. They have a lot of energy live. They're really good. Now, one of my favorite bands from the 90s, and this is an actual EP of them before their other ones. It's Sons of Kyuss. I love Kyuss. Kyuss has spawned many bands. Queens of the Stone Age, Eagles of Death Metal, Hermano, John Garcia, solo, all the varied projects he's done. The drummer was in Fu Manchu for a bit. They're just very influential. Josh Homme was the lead guitarist. He's amazing. And then Them Crooked Vultures, another band. It's a repress of this. It's hard to find this original. But this is really good. It's got Black Widow and Cats and Jammer. Love Has Passed Me By. Deadly Kiss. This is great. Great stuff. And then for the debut of Kyuss, this is Wretch. And this is their most raw record. Really good. They kind of were one of the innovators of what they call stoner rock. They're just amazing musicians and great stuff. Love Has Passed Me By, of course, on this. Black Widow. Son of a Bitch is one of my favorites. I love that song. Every song on this is good. Deadly, where's that one? Big Bikes. I love Big Bikes. You have to hear it. I don't want the lyrics are crazy on that song. It's really good. They made this into a double record, split it into 4. Really good record here. And then they've got maybe their most commercially successful, but it's not a commercial record at all. Blues for the Red Sun. This album still kicks my ass every time I hear it. I love this. It's Green Machine. The Thong song is killer. And every song, they're just great. They're a band you just have to hear. It's hard to really compare them with other bands, but like I said, a lot of bands have spawned out of Kyuss. And then here's Welcome to Sky Valley. It's a masterpiece. Totally amazing. It's split into three acts instead of... So when you get it on CD, it's only 3 songs, but it's actually all of these. There's the first act, second act, all the way to Demon Cleaner, and then the third act. And every song on this is just amazing, starting with Gardenia and Asteroid. Space Cadet is amazing. Every song. This is a masterpiece. And then their final record they did. This is In the Circus Leaves Town, another great, great album. It's got 1 Inch Man on it, that's killer. El Rodeo, great, just all 4 of their records are seriously classics. This is one of the best bands since 1990. It's seriously really good. If you get a chance to listen to Kyuss, they're great. All right, there's my Ks. Like I said, my Kiss wasn't in there because I've already done Kiss. I had too many of them to fit in with all those anyway. And I'll get up to my L's next, and I've got some really good stuff in the L's. Some good, my favorite blues artists is in the L's. There's a lot of heavy metal, a lot of hard rock, a lot of classic rock, a lot of really good stuff. So until next time, rock on.